What up, Eagle Talk fam?
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Look, we are so excited and welcome to episode number 83.
83.
And I have the unique opportunity to be here amongst these fine light skin is back.
Yeah, we in the building. Well, they call us the Green Eye Bandit.
Look, well, y'all know how I am. I've been on the light skin train since 1995.
Yeah.
But y'all, we are here with an amazing entrepreneur story that we are going to bring to you because that's what y'all say that y'all have liked. And I'm going to have my husband, my baby, introduce our special guest today.
Yeah, well, guys, welcome to Eagle Talk. We get a chance to interview dope people doing dope things. This is my barber. They call him the barber surgeon, hence the hat's pretty dope.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Okay.
Robert Fletcher, better known as I Am Razor Focus. Welcome, man.
I appreciate you guys having me. I told Corey that once I finally get the Eagle Talk, I know I made it. I appreciate you guys having me on here.
Well, thank you, man. Well, thank you. Well, for those of you that don't know, I am a real estate investor. I want to get this out the way because I really, really want him to get his story out. I'm a real estate investor of 22 years. In 2009, September 1st, I opened up a barber college, which I still own in Joliet, Illinois. We have 4 locations and 1 in the county jail system. And when I got to meet Rob and got to tell him my story, I was just really, really intrigued on his barber story. You want to tell him a little bit about your background in the military?
Yeah, so I'm retired military. I moved up to Prosper about 2015, 2016 time frame. It's kind of hard because I went through a really hard time in my life where I didn't know where I was going to go through next. I went through divorce. Times were really hard, and I always kind of wanted to be a barber, but I actually took the leap on faith and actually went to barber school. I went to barber school, went through the journey, didn't have a lot of support, as we talked about, didn't have a lot of help. I met some really good people that inspired me along the way, and I learned that it's okay to be inspired by people.
Yeah.
And so I was inspired by people, and I went, completed barber school, and I said, you know what, this ain't for me.
And Rob, when was this?
This was right at the end of 2019, going into 2020. I said, this barbering isn't for me. I cut a few heads here and there, and then I said, I'm going to go to the oil field. I went to the oil field. I was making great money in the oil field.
Yeah.
For the next 2-3 months, COVID happened. I said, that was God's way of telling me that I got something else for you. Yeah. So I was removed from that. I said, I'm going to go full-time barbering. It was scary, very, very scary. So I said, I'm going to trust and I'm going to do it. I stepped out. The rest is kind of history from there.
Okay, so wait, hold on, because y'all wait until you hear how his story has evolved.
Absolutely.
And now I am even more inspired because we're really going to talk about how that has changed for you in like a 24 to 28 month period. But let me just give you a little background real quick for Corey, because Corey is saying like, oh yeah, I have barber college, whatever. You know how like teachers are the worst people to send your kids to school because they critique every classroom that they go in.
Right.
So Corey, you are probably his 12th barber here in the great state of Texas.
Plus one. Yeah.
Because not only I think he just got a little funny head and it's just a difficult head to cut.
Right.
But he can be a little he can be critical, right? Particular.
That's okay.
And I don't think that's on purpose, but I think that it's because that's a part of your profession, right?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm pretty sure if I was to go to another state and look for a house, I would be sizing up, okay, how's this realtor treating me?
Sure.
Right.
But Corey's last barber
a couple years ago
before he met you was a no-show, right? So our son, little Corey, started going to you first.
Little Corey did.
And he was like, yeah, I got this guy who, he's in Prosper. I think at the time, which makes sense now, you were cutting in your apartment.
I was cutting out of my apartment.
And our son found you on Instagram. That's why you got to stay around these little kids because they be knowing what they talk about.
Right.
So he's telling Corey, my husband, like, okay, you need to just start going like this guy messing up your head. And then the experience that you were getting, he was a decent barber, but he was
totally unprofessional,
not showing up,
always late.
Yeah, smelling like weed. All of these business things that
very common problem.
Very common.
Very common problem.
Yeah. Very common.
Yeah.
They grind your gears. And Corey was kind of like, I ain't going to nobody's house, like whatever. Then one day the barber just didn't show the day we was going out of town.
That was it. So I went to Rob, and when he was telling me his story, first of all, dope barber, right? Amazing haircut, great customer service. And I'm like, okay, but what's next? Because he's giving me his story. I'm like, you've been cutting at the time, how long?
Maybe almost a year, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he had the juice. He
You
clearly,
can tell. And you know that because
sure.
you have been around barbers and you know when they have the juice 100%. When they don't.
And I'm like, okay, this guy's gifted. He's gifted. But what's next? Because he had an amazing clientele at the time, but he was still in his home, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about you going from your home to the luxury suites that you are now. How was that decision?
And how did you build your clientele? I'm curious about that.
Two-part question. First part, it was very difficult in the apartment. I mean, it was very hard. First of all, I was very nervous to cut Corey's hair once I found out he was a barber too. That was my first barber that I had cut because I know that they can see something different than everyone else.
Yeah.
So it was very intimidating at that point. I knew I needed to get out of my apartment once my clientele did start to grow because people did also forget that I did live there.
Right.
And so it became very, the traction became very high. So it was very difficult starting off at the time. I wanted to get to a place. I was talking to Corey. I was like, I think I found a place. It's right up the road. He was saying, but there's overhead and stuff, and stuff that I really didn't understand at the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
But I took a lot of advice from Corey, and I was listening to what he said, and he encouraged me to go ahead and take the next leap. And so I continued to do that, and I moved over to the Lux Salon Suites where I'm at right now. Yeah. The clientele base is strictly built off of Instagram.
Yeah.
I heard someone say that your success caught up to you faster than your talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened to me, that I talked myself into a situation that I had to now to start to learn how to deliver.
Yeah.
And so it came, and the success had came, and then the talent had came right along with it. And I continued to market as though I had one client, even though I was starting to get a few clients here and there. I never let the amount of clientele get to my head, so I continue to market as though I only got one person that I'm cutting for the week.
So you were hungry.
I stay hungry.
And go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, so what? Because a lot of people, that's a buzzword, right? I was marketing on social media, but you have done that beautifully, especially now when I look
super intentional.
Yeah, super intentional. So what did that look like? Because we have a lot of people, I hear all the time, and I don't know if you've heard this, where folks are afraid to put themselves out there. But it looks like putting yourself out there has reaped beautiful rewards. So what did that actually look like? What were your activities around marketing yourself?
So first we have to get past that ideology of social media is dumb and stupid, right? Mm-hmm. Once we can understand that concept, then we can understand that this is a free marketing tool that can travel faster than your business card can.
Yeah.
We have to understand that social media is a tool, and where we want to use it is we want to get comfortable with it behind the camera, in front of the camera. There's a lot of things that we don't know how to do, but if we get in front of the camera and start practicing this over and over and again, eventually it will become second nature to us.
Yeah.
Everyone is scared to get in front of the camera at first. I haven't done many podcasts, but I know that this is a good method for me to be able to travel around the world as well. But, staying consistent in your posting, understanding the algorithms. People say social media is dumb. Is it dumb, or you just don't understand?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I like to understand what other people are doing in their marketing, staying consistent, providing clean content. It's so hard actually trying to be a professional and posting clean content, because all the funny stuff has all the cuss words in it.
Yeah.
But I can't post that because I'm trying to keep a steady balance of what I'm trying to do. So I try to stay consistent in what I'm doing, and just keep going what I'm doing.
I'm glad that you talked about professionalism, because that was one of the first things I noticed about you from the apartment to the salon suites. You've always had a level of professionalism and a higher standard for your client. You understand what you want the experience to feel like, right? On time. I go back to the barber school as far as my students. I remember, pull your pants up. They drop a comb. You can't just put that comb back on. Sanitize that. Just regular things that we know that the average barber doesn't know. So I want to talk about your professionalism, and I also want to talk about you valuing your clientele, because you have a different clientele than probably the average barber.
Well, I learned from the beginning, even at the lowest level of clientele, is that I treat everyone the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have a choice to go anywhere in Texas that they want to go, but they choose to come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't take that lightly. I keep pushing for a different level of clientele, because I believe professional clients deserve professional barbers.
Yes.
And you are projecting of your clients. If you're an unprofessional barber, you get unprofessional clients.
Yeah.
I super value all my clients from the lowest level to the highest level. even cutting people like Corey, I really value their opinion. And I know Corey is very particular about his haircut. Not only is he very particular about his haircut, but he's very particular about the ambiance in the room, even to the music. I understand that he's not big into sports, so I know before 10 o'clock come in, I know that maybe there's some jazz that comes on that Alexa. I know that.
Maverick City. What's the jazz hip hop station?
Hip hop jazz on Apple Music. But I know these things about my clients because I try to fit a mold to each client that their service and their experience is different because they could go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Why are you choosing to spend your money with me? I don't take that lightly because I have a barber and I have been going to barbers and I try to do everything that I did not like in a barber the opposite way. The on time, the professionalism, the vibe. I want to make it to where if your wife needs to bring her son in, she can feel comfortable and you have no second guessing about that.
Yeah.
Because I don't have my pants sagging. I'm not trying to hit on your wife.
Right.
It won't smell like weed in my room.
Right.
I want anybody that doesn't fit that mold to feel uncomfortable because I'm trying to cater to a different level of client. And if they're not there, eventually they want to thrive to get there.
Yeah. For
Okay,
sure.
so hold on. You just preached the whole barber word.
He's
I know you
dope.
have
We're not giving him enough credit, guys. I've held over 1,000 graduates through the schools throughout the years. When I met Rob, I knew he had it for sure.
Yes, and what I hear you saying, which is like a game changer, and it's something that I teach even the agents that I work with, is that we have to figure out, okay, what is the problem? And now you become the solution to that problem.
Yeah.
So even the fact that you're like, I know Corey's not a sports guy, so I'm switching the station.
Yeah.
And then if my other guy who coached football come in next, now
exactly.
you're really mirror matching and you're creating that environment for the clients. And what I hear you saying too is you're not making it about you and what you like.
It's not about me at all. I mean, they're coming to spend their money to get experience. I'm here all day. I go from this guy to this guy, but you have to know your audience and each person that whatever fits Corey. Me and Corey has serious conversations. I know he's busy. He may have phone calls that he may need to take. The volume may be on 4 with some jazz playing in the background, but I know his vibe. The next guy may come in and be just a straight sports guy. I know I can cut the music off and I can turn ESPN up and give him his service that he's requiring of me at that time, almost like a chameleon.
Yeah.
You have to be able to service everybody individually and understand the haircut they're trying to get, the vibe they're trying to get, the audience they're trying to receive. And it's a lot mentally, but the professionalism behind it is so much worth it. I love what I do.
Yeah, and the way he pays attention is not let me stop what I'm doing so I can go do this. Is Alexa, volume 3. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to. Sure, you have to.
You know, because people come in every 30, 45 minutes. You know, it's not a game. And this guy is booked on about. I book my haircuts almost a week and a half in advance because this dude is booked by Wednesday. You're not coming in at Saturday at noon. You know what I mean?
And you've been in. Okay, so let's talk about that because you have essentially had this business less than 2 years.
Yes.
You've been in your suite for how long? A little bit over a year now.
A little bit over a year.
A little bit over a year. There are people who've been cutting their mama basement for 15 years. Okay?
Right.
And that's okay. Yeah, and that's very true. You know, that's very true. And I don't want to offend nobody when I say this stuff, you know, that it could be done.
Yeah.
But I literally want to be the example that it can be done.
No, and I totally, and that's what I want to get at. So when you talk to the person who is struggling and they can't figure out why they are struggling, like what piece of advice or what thing would you have them to just start thinking about in the way they're presenting themselves in their service?
Well, it exactly goes what you just said, presenting themselves. You have to look in the mirror and say, would I come to me?
Great question.
You know,
well,
and so I look at it like Corey would very rarely see me in sweats or something like that. If it's a Friday, it's very cold or something like that. More than likely, I'm in what I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Because I never want to give the option of I'm being unprofessional or offend someone from what I may have on, or give the posture of I'm taking a certain stance, left or right. So I try to stay very neutral on what I do. But I tell people to stay consistent and stay humble and continue to push on, because it's hard out here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who know how to cut hair, which are unlicensed barbers. I don't care how good you cut hair, you're an unlicensed person that just knows how to cut hair.
Yeah.
There's barbers that are licensed people who know how to cut hair. Then there's professional barbers.
Yeah.
And it's very, very far and few between professional barbers, even in this area that we're in right now.
I want to talk about something that we always talk about with the schools is I love the fact, even to this day, still being retired military and a professional barber, you don't treat this industry as a hustle.
It's definitely not a hustle.
Right? You treat it as a profession, and I love that.
Absolutely. This is a big profession because people, when you treat it as a hustle, you get hustle money.
Yeah.
I don't want no hustle money. And
He said when you treat it as a hustle, you get hustle money.
Yeah.
And I would be the first one to admit that I learned that value from Corey.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We talked about it a lot. Yeah.
I told Corey the other day, I said, you know, I really look up to you in a lot of things that you do.
Thank you, brother.
37-year-old man. And it doesn't mean that I can't be inspired from Corey. You know, that means that I admire Corey and I want to understand where his concept. If I think about doing something, I'll even run it through Corey. I got a dad that does business, but he's locally.
Yeah.
And I value his opinion, you know, and things that I do. So it's just very hard to, you know, to stay consistent in whatever, all the stuff that you're doing. I mean, but I do like to listen to Corey and value his opinion on a lot of things that I do.
First of all, I greatly appreciate that. And this dude is so humble that he's not going to talk about it unless I bring it up.
Yes.
This is Rob. Wednesday, I'm getting my hair cut. Let's just say 11 a.m. What's up, bro? How you doing? I'm doing good, man. You know, good day. Everything's going good. You booked up for the day? Yeah, I'm booked. Okay. But tonight when I'm done, I got to go cut Bow Wow. What? What? Yeah, you know, I got a call last week. You know, I cut Nelly. I'm like, man, like, how does this happen? How do you get into the sports or the celebrities? You don't have to get in detail.
How do you quit barbering in 2019? Go to the oil field in a pandemic, start cutting out your crib, and now you are not just a barber, but a celebrity barber.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's easy. For sure, it's not easy, and it's not nothing for someone to think instantly you can just get this success overnight. And I will say I'm a unicorn. I mean, this just don't happen.
Yeah.
But even in barber school, I thought that I'm too old to not have this thing work. I mean, I'm already old. I'm not 22 years old trying to figure out I'm on to my second career.
Yeah.
So when I decided to go all in, I had to go all in. I started marketing. I will tell a cool story that I have never told. So the first guy that I cut, the first celebrity guy that I cut, I had been tagging him, and I'm not gonna go into the full marketing because I want people to take my mentorship class.
Right.
But I continue to tag him, and eventually somebody's gonna bite. The first time somebody bit, I wasn't available. It killed me.
Oh my God.
It took me out. I was out of town. It took me out, but I pleaded with him, let him know, hey, if the opportunity comes again, just let me know I'm available.
Wait, okay. You gotta listen. We gotta back it up for me real quick. So you would show pictures, reels of your haircuts, and you would just randomly tag high celebrity clients or high income earners or whatever you have in your cuts.
In my cuts while I was cutting in my apartment. So that took a lot already too. Like Corey said,
you did it. I don't want to.
Don't get scared. I don't want to. You know, people say I don't want to come to his apartment. You know, that was a tough thing that I had to transition out of, you know, professionals come in the apartment, but that's just, you know, it's just one of the things that I had to overcome.
Okay. So you tag him, he hits you up and you like, man, I'm in Atlanta.
I'm out of town and I'm like, man, this is crazy. I'm like, hey, but if the opportunity ever comes again, I'm available.
Yeah.
The opportunity did come.
Yeah.
So I ended up coming to his house.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, whatever, it's cool. I saw some of your work. This looks good. You ever cut anybody else? And at this time, I don't even think I was licensed at the time. I was in the process of getting licensed.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I cut like Carmelo Anthony them when they come into town. lying myself into the situation that I had to now perform and deliver.
Right.
And because that opportunity, I was humble enough to get that opportunity opened up another opportunity and another opportunity. And then teammates started coming. And next thing you know, I had Jalen Hurts starting quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles in my living room of my apartment.
Wow.
Getting his haircut.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was plenty of times I used to come from his apartment and like, oh man, who was that? Oh, he played for the Cowboys or this, you know.
But you know what I love about this story is because so often we talk to folks and quite honestly, I'm pretty sure we've had barriers too where we're like, I can't do it because of this.
Yeah.
I cannot go after and what I also love is that you said that no matter what the client is bringing to the table, you treat them all with the same respect. But so many people are like, I can't do this because I'm too this, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. You were in your apartment tagging celebrities and they were showing up.
I had to let them tell me no.
Wow.
I had to let them tell me no.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it everything I got and I'm going to let them tell me, that's okay, bro.
And did that happen?
And it happened.
Yeah.
But all it took is for one person because then you have a level of clientele of celebrity status at this level, if they're coming, everybody else has to follow in line.
Yeah.
You can't tell me no, and you saw him sitting here.
Yeah.
Right.
At that point, now I want to see what this is all about.
Yeah. And then once they get their end results, you got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time, I just need to get you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can just get you there, that's it. I just have to get you there.
It was funny because
That is
he was cutting my hair a couple of weeks, maybe a month ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Emmitt Smith's house to cut his son." Right? Was it his son or was it him?
It was his son.
His son. And the next day, I saw a picture on Emmitt Smith at the suite.
Yeah.
I was like, "How did that happen?"
I don't play, man. I'll tell you what, God is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, all of this, having the clientele, you know, that I have, I stay humble. I definitely stay humble. But I manifested all this.
Yeah. That was
You know?
going to be my question. Like, how has your faith played a role?
Yeah,
in,
I manifested us. I'm just glad that everyone is here to witness what I manifested.
Which is
Right.
100% why I wanted you on here.
I literally spoke all of this, and I feel like if I'm gonna do this, I got to be the hardest at it.
Yeah.
I got to be the best. I said people are lucky I'm not a cook because I'm gonna be the best cook.
Yeah.
They just lucky I just happen to be barbering. But I manifested this, and I dreamed of this, and God gave me the vision. But not just the vision. I had the work behind the faith.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Faith
Yeah,
without
yeah.
I
works
didn't
are dead.
I didn't just speak. I wanted it. I'm actually walking in it,
Yeah.
and I'm just letting Him lead me where my feet follow. And I'm there.
Yeah. So because I was ready for it. I told you this. We talked your background. We talked military, your intro to barbering. We talked the barber, the apartment till you got to the suite. We talked about social media branding. We talked about the celebrities. We talked about valuing your clients and professionalism. I want you to hit on something that I pray you do. A little bit of consulting and teaching some classes because there's people in your industry that need your knowledge. How do you feel about that?
You know, I feel like that is my next level. As Corey was saying, that I hear the guidance that he's giving people and the direction that he's moving. Whether he knows it or not, I look up a lot to him. And so I want to move into that space and use barbering as a vehicle to go to the next level, because I ask everybody that I try to mentor, everyone cuts hair.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I want to get to the next level of consulting and giving people advice, but I need people who are ready and eager to learn.
Yeah.
A lot of my fault is that I put people expectations the same as mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that's a fault
Yeah.
because I'm such a go hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to consult. I do want to mentor. I'm actually trying to put something together right now as we speak to give not just the younger generation, but barbers that have been in the industry. Evolution is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be able to evolve in the industry no matter how long you've been in the industry.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
To get a different outcome. And so I do want to do that. I'm trying to get something in the process right now. So
Okay.
hopefully something like that come out.
Please continue to work on that. If I can help you any way, myself and my partner, we would definitely sit down and help you think through and brainstorm on it because it's needed for sure.
Yeah, and even when I think about the barber college that we have in Illinois, you know, the challenge that many people have, and even in my realtor life, is like, no, it's one thing to have a skill. It's another thing to know how to run a business,
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And what I hear from you is from the very beginning, you were like, okay, Lord, all right, this one for me. Okay. Oh, the oil rig didn't work out. So maybe this was for me. So you had to, you know, he redirected your path, and you're not gonna fumble the ball. You're not gonna fumble the pass.
No, I'm not gonna fumble it for sure. I'm not gonna. But you know, going back to the mentoring and the marketing, people have to first understand is that what you project on social media is what the perception is towards people.
Yeah.
You know, Corey loves the way he gets groomed, and he loves my professionalism. But the minute that Corey sees something that's out of order on my Instagram, he's looking for another barber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As he should, because I'm giving him a certain thing, but he also don't need to know this other thing that shouldn't be portrayed to everybody else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But people haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
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 They figure that I can still do everything crazy that I'm doing on Instagram, put it out to everybody, and still be professional.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to deal with that.
Nobody
You don't want to know that I'm smoking and clubbing 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. This is a profession. This is real.
Yeah.
I ask people all the time, would you want to see your doctor get high right before he do your surgery?
Right.
Right.
We have blades in our hand.
Yeah.
So why would you want anybody else to do that to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of them.
Great point. Great point. Well, you recently got your flowers in front of a lot of people. You won an award, and that's a really big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Can
happened?
you talk a little bit about that?
So last year I got nominated and awarded
Mm-hmm.
for DFW's top Best Barber, DFW by Dallas Morning News.
Wait, hold on.
I told y'all before we
You
started.
just became Barbie yesterday, and then you got like this is just so awesome to me. I love it. Okay, keep going.
Then I received the award later that year for the most innovative barber of the year. And this Sunday, I'll be receiving Barber of the Year for Best of Salons here in Dallas, Texas.
Oh my goodness!
Unbelievable, man.
Like, and what do you think? Like, what is your prayer life like when you're just kind of like, okay, Lord, you've allowed all of this in such a short amount of time for me?
To keep me humble, keep me grounded, that it doesn't get away from me.
Yeah.
I don't want the relevancy of all of this because this is stuff.
Yeah.
I love what I do, but I never wanted to get away from me and keep me out of touch and what's reality.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just extremely grateful for the opportunity because it don't have to be me, but it is.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't have to be you, but it is.
I recently just got back from a mastermind, and I'm hoping I'm saying this right, Mr. High. They were talking about your identity, and he was talking about how your identity is based on things that you can't lose.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? You know, people identify with by their car or by their this, but your humbleness, bro, and just your journey. And again, I mean, I think I'm so. I just like it so much because I'm in the industry too, right?
And you see how and you've experienced.
Yeah.
You know, we all have said, you know, I think that sometimes those delivering services, whether it be barbering or getting your hair done, like the girl who does my braids, right? It take her a long time to braid all these braids, but I enjoy her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it's gonna take us 8 hours or 12 hours, I'm coming with my work. You know, we turn the music up, putting it down when I'm on a call. You know, we can, if we choose to watch a show, we can talk about Jesus. I enjoy her. So it's not a task to go there and sit for that long. But if I didn't enjoy her, you know, it would be different. I wouldn't go back.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I appreciate the fact, just so much of what you're saying. And not that you are showing up behind your chair different from who you are, but what I hear you saying is you got to have some integrity about this situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the more integral you are, what you put out is what you're going to attract back. So you can't be mad if your clients don't show up on time if you are putting it out there that, you know what I'm saying, like if I had an 8 o'clock appointment with you, but I saw you popping bottles at 2:30 on my Instagram, I'm thinking like, oh, he ain't gonna be there on time no way.
It's such a common problem.
He's definitely not gonna be in the right headspace to get me, you know,
or I'm gonna cancel because whatever.
Yeah. So I wanna end on this because this was genius, man. When you started telling me about this, and then when you wrote it out on your Instagram, let's talk about after hour cuts. Because normally,
I'm gonna tell you, Corey.
normally,
story.
no, I'm just saying, you know, you get a guy to come in. Let's just say he come in from 9 to 6 or 7, right? That's it. Clippers off. I'm going to eat. You know, whatever cash I got, I might do a little shopping because I know it's gonna come back again in the morning. Whatever, right? When you start telling me about after hour cuts, I said, oh, this guy's whatever I thought. You know, let's 10x that a little bit because his thinking is out of the atmosphere.
The type of clientele that I have, that I'm blessed to be able to have, can actually afford the type of after hour services that I provide, and I'm extremely humble and grateful because I kind of put it out there at first as a deterrent. Yeah. Because, you know, I don't want to stay there too long, but when people are starting to say, but do you have it available? And I said, wow, I guess the need is actually there. Yeah. The demand that was there, so I guess the need was there. So I started offering those after hours. There's a lot of days I may come in at 6 o'clock in the morning and don't get off till 8 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. My day may be from 9 to 7, and I have 3 or 4 after hours starting at, you know, $150. Yeah. And people are actually paying it. Yeah. Yeah. But they pay it because they feel like it's not only is it worth it, but everything that comes with the haircut. It's more than just a haircut. You don't have to be the best barber. You just have to try out the best. Yeah. Okay, so I know we keep saying we done, but this is what we can't be done yet. But this is what I hear, and this is what I love, and I actually just listen to something like this, is because also you're valuing yourself and your time. Yeah. Right? Because I think a lot of people reach burnout because it's like, okay, I'm providing a service. And because you have been intentional about the type of clients you're attracting, like, this is my number. I'm happy to do it, but it's going to come at a premium. And I just shout out to every business owner who lowering your prices because you think it's a recession. Right. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing is your number's your number. You're lowering your value, and you're teaching people how to treat you.
and how to manage your time. So I love that you had the courage that, and I don't mean disrespect, you got your barber license.
No, it's hard.
3 days ago.
It's
You're like,
hard.
no, I'm worth it.
Right.
I love that.
Well, I found myself in positions getting so, like you said, burnout. That's so real because I found myself because I wanted the opportunity so bad. And, from certain celebrity athletes, I wanted the opportunity so bad. I was cutting 9, 10 o'clock at night for $40.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I was scared the opportunity was going to be gone.
Yeah.
I had to figure my skill was going to take me where I needed to go.
Yep.
And so I had to make a determination. Do I want to be burnt out or do I want to be able to do this for a little bit? So I said, I'm going to set a value of $1. And if they are really wanting it that bad,
They'll pay it.
They'll pay it. And it's amazing.
And if they don't,
and if they don't,
won't,
then they
and
don't
that's
want to
okay.
have
That's
that.
okay.
I'm at the crib.
It's funny because when we used to have these conversations, I started asking critical questions like, what time are you taking lunch? Like, when are you eating lunch? Or we would talk about drinking green juices, right? I'm thinking because he's not the type of guy. If he started at 6 a.m. and it's 3 o'clock, well, he's not sitting on a stool and cutting your hair because he's tired. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't on your feet all day professional.
Yeah.
So if you didn't put in 12, now you got to go do 4 after hours at somebody's house or whatever at 150 a cut. They're going to expect you to be just as alert as you were as 9 in the morning.
Exactly.
Well, let's speak on that. The after hours are in shop to 150. If
Okay.
I come to you, they're $200 per haircut, and people pay it.
Yeah.
And people be 10 minutes away from the suite, and it's about convenience.
Yeah.
Availability.
Still come to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't take a lunch.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I need to learn to do that. I know I need to learn to do it, but a lunch for me an hour is $60. 5 days a week, $300 times 4 weeks is $1,200 before food.
Yeah.
I figure that's an expensive lunch to me. That's an expensive lunch. That's what I'm figuring. That's a very expensive lunch. So I tried to. I know I need to try to eat
some protein shakes, some
I know I
insurance
need.
shakes.
I've been trying to jump on them green
Green
juice.
juices.
Now them green juices go send to the bathroom.
Yeah, I go see the bathroom. I can't afford to drink those every day, but for
He be on. He has a system in his head. He's figuring out, and again, which is why I'm talking about consulting, and we're talking about duplicating itself. We've talked about opening his own school. We talked about a lot of different things that's in the work, and I pray that whatever comes your way, that it's the right decision for you.
Yeah.
Because you have a gift, bro. You got something that a lot of people in this industry don't have the discipline to achieve, right? They can cut hair, they can get them a couple grand a week or whatever, but you live a very structured and disciplined life, and that's very, very hard to do.
I try to.
Yeah.
Awesome. Rob, we are so grateful that you have graced us with your presence on Eagle Talk. And if people want to get at you, and if they got that 200 for you to slide through their house in the evening, how do they get in contact with you?
I am on Style Seat under I Am Razor Focus. I'm also on Instagram on _razor focus cuts on Instagram.
All right.
Very sweet, man. Thank you for being here, man. This
Absolutely.
is
Thank
a
you guys
long
for
time
having
coming.
me.
Yeah.
I absolutely
Yeah.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. We enjoyed you, man, and you dropped a lot of gems and continued success in your business.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
All right. Keep Eagle talking. Bye, y'all.
See y'all.